because if we had a fire down here with these tires, the deadly smoke would leave the cavern and go up to the top of the hill and kill all the animals. So they asked us to come up with a better idea, and we acknowledged, deciding instead to create a high-security underground business park. When trying to find businesses to come in here, we discovered that they were just not interested. After some research, the owners discovered that if they filled the cavern up to the level where we are now, that maybe some things would change.
And you know what happened. They filled it up, and then the next thing you know, they had 18 businesses operate underground. If you look here to your left, where my pointer light is, there's two interesting things there. We have Lassie the dog right here. There's her head, her two front paws, her back paws, and her tail in this area. But you know, Lassie's in trouble. You know what's above her right here, kneeling? It's an outline of Bigfoot. We also have a duck on the wall here to your left. There's a duck head made of Burmacite right there. There's his beak, there's his head, and as the lights change, you can see that the duck changes with the lights. And then to your right, that's our photo wall, and Woody will tell you a little bit more about the pictures.
Coming up on your right now, there will be 5 pictures that show you what the cavern looked like before the owners filled it back up to the level where we are now.
Did you see the guy in a white suit? That indicates a person 6 foot tall, but not really. I think of guys in white suits in the state of Kentucky. I'm thinking about dinner. Let's see, what was the one guy that always wore a white suit and fixed chicken? Yeah, Colonel Harlan Sanders, the good old Colonel. Well, let me tell you a story about Colonel Harlan Sanders. When this was a fallout shelter in the 60s, he had a connection. They were going to bring the Colonel down here. Why? Well, I guess they didn't want to eat Spam for 9 months. Maybe he could fix all the soldiers Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Colonel, right? Kentucky Colonel. Well, in name only, Colonel Harlan Sanders isn't from Kentucky. He's from, if you go up I-65, go about 20 miles north of Louisville and get off the Henryville exit, that's where Colonel Sanders was from. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but he is buried in Louisville at Cave Hill Cemetery.
We are now driving underneath all 10 lanes of the Waterston Expressway. More precisely, 106 feet below the Waterston Expressway.
Hey kid, did you see that guy in a Mini Cooper tried to cut me off? Yeah.
Where?
We are not the first cavern to have underground storage. In Kansas, underground storage has been going on for many years. There are some caverns where mining is still going on one side of the cavern, and they have businesses located on the other side. One cavern is the home to Park University, where offices and classrooms are actually under the ground.
Okay, that's for you undergraduates. Now, if you look here to your left, this is the smallest pillar where my laser's going, and there's my favorite bird on this corner right here, Bernie the buzzard. He's got an iron for a body and a real beady head. And the next thing you're going to see where X marks the spot, that's because that's a map. I'm going to show you where you've been on that map and where we're headed to in the last few minutes of our underground adventure today. Alrighty, when you go back out to your car here in about 5 minutes, you're going to notice that you're in a pit, because this was a pit mine. They started up above, they blasted down, and they went through 1, 2, 3, 4 entrances and exits. You've been to all of them one way or another. 1 and 2 is where you came in today, right here. Went up here to buy your tickets at the visitor center, and then we went and showed you where we had the bike park, salt, and the zip lines. Now look at this area way here. That's way under zoo property. We don't even go back there. We're 70% under the zoo, so if you draw a map, a line here, go north. Everything north of that technically is local zoo property. This is the smallest pillar, so we can eliminate all this stuff because they got huge pillars here. Look at the sizes of all that. We go down here, I call this the lizard head. We go right in the middle of the lizard head. See that pillar right there? We're right there, right between these two pillars. So what we're going to do to get out of here, we're going to go around the corner, turn right, go a football field back this way, turn left, and when we turn left, we're going to be back on concrete. So that's going to be the end of the business park, the other side of it. Now, if we broke down right at this moment, Woody was telling you all about the red lights you're supposed to be keeping track of. 2 football fields over your shoulder between these 2 pillars is 1, and 2 football fields over your right shoulder, and get a certain spot right there. There's another one. Would I make you go over there to exit? The answer is no. Here's why. I work with security at the light show. It's faster to go this way. You got the one guy down here that knows how to get out of here. But here's the deal. I don't have 66 OSHA-regulated reflector vests. We're going that way. Yeah, because you got to have safety first. Now, has anybody got any questions over here on Craig?
I can't believe and they filled it in. This took 100 years. This took over 50 years. 68 to 2018.
That's what talking corn. Same thing. Parts of it, yeah. Yeah, it goes on our mouth.
Sure. Playing Flip Master. Dude, that game costs money.
No.
Yeah, it does.
Now it does. It used to not. I guess like a year ago.
All right, frame one. We're on the home stretch. How's your seatbelt doing?
Good.
Good, thanks. Okay.
We don't have a seatbelt.
I know. That's the whole trick to the whole thing. You gotta love one. When they put in seatbelts, kid, I think it was about 1962 is when they really started putting seatbelts in cars. You know the first car to have a seatbelt? You want to hear this? This is interesting. It has nothing to do with anything. The 1948 Tucker. They only made 50 of them. Yeah, it was the first car to have a seatbelt. All right, we're gonna turn it over to Woody here, and then we're gonna show you our only light that we keep up year-round, just to kind of tease you for the holiday season.
There are tremendous green advantages to building under the ground. The temperature is pretty constant. We stay around 58 degrees all year round, so you don't have to spend a lot of money heating or air conditioning your business. You don't have to worry about any inclement weather outside either. We also save a lot of energy down here by using new technology in lighting products and using motion-activated sensors in order to control that lighting.
All right, coming up on your left, you're gonna see this light we keep up year-round. Let's tell you that if you do the light show, it is a nightly show. Runs 5 to 10 on the weekend, 6 to 10 during the week, $27 a carload. And I don't know if you can get discounts on Groupon or not, but I always say look on the internet if you can get closer to those dates. All right, Woody, tell them about the lights, and here we go.
In the wintertime, we do something very interesting in our cavern. We shut down and create a gigantic holiday light show. Coming up on your left is just one of the many displays that we have. Imagine hundreds of displays this size hanging from the ceiling, standing on the floor, and you get a picture of what Lights Under Louisville looks like. This show has been rated one of the best holiday shows for many years. Usually the show will start in the middle of November, so come back and check us out.
You see that, kids? I enjoyed your presence on this tour. Yeah. Now, if you come back and do the light show, here's my tip to you guys. If you go in December on a Saturday night, get here at 4 o'clock. Here's why. We will open early. We're not supposed to open till 5, but we know how busy it can get. The owners are great. If you're in line and it's 12 o'clock at night and you're still in line because you've been waiting 90 minutes, we're still open. That's how it works. But if you go in November, guess what? It's the same show. You don't have to wait. And if you go on Sunday nights after 8 o'clock, you usually don't have to wait either. All right, here's the home stretch, and here we go.
Coming up on our left and right now will be rooms that have been created in the cavern to attract businesses and storage customers. The first room on our left will have many boats in it, and the room on the right is the room that is occupied by the Pods Company. Other rooms will have boats, cars, campers, buses, maybe candy, wine, or just anything that would normally be stored above the ground in a typical warehouse. We can also store it down here. We control each of these rooms with a dehumidifier in order to ensure a dry, clean environment for what is being stored. This building is also good for hosting events. Both the Kentucky Bourbon Ball and Bourbon Under the Rocks have been held here.
And we just passed out building 43 on your left. That's where all the holiday lights are stored. Plus Dawn food stores, like pastry pails full of caramel icing down here. And then they take them to their warehouse over in Indiana. They recently have moved back to Louisville. Building 39 to your right is an auxiliary warehouse for carpet specialists. And building 6A 44 to your right, the state rents space from us and stores display cases from the Kentucky State Fairgrounds down here. Also in the winter, Lowe's rent space and stores mulch bags. And to your left is building number 46. That's Hearthstone Tile. That's where they make the concrete tiles. And then this white building here to your left is Bonnie Castle Appliances, local company that stores washers, dryers, refrigerators, and stoves. Also, we had a truck that backed into the wall here. You might have saw it the first time we went through, but we left the wall exposed so you could see fiber rock hung over metal studs.
Where?
Right there.
Many people have a difficult time fully grasping the size and scope of this cavern. Let's put it this way. Enough rock was mined out of this cavern in order to build the Empire State Building 480 times. You could build a 4-lane expressway from Louisville all the way to Detroit.
Motel.
You could even build all 3 of the Great Pyramids of Egypt.
Yeah, let's hear it for Nefertiti, Ptolemy II, or Ramses I. Woohoo!
And if you're walking through the zoo, all of this is right below your feet. We are over 1 million square foot down here in the cavern, and there are 17 miles of twists and turns.
Oh no, say it ain't so.
Now all good things must come to an end. We hope that you had a fantastic time with your outstanding tour guide.
You guys remember my name at all?
God!
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the impressions, the puns, the jokes, and the plethora of plenty me and Woody dished out to you, because I think we covered all the bases, and I hope it was a really good time, and I hope you go home and think about the fun you had today here at the Mega Cavern. There's our 2 biggest fans. You want to see them work? Come back for the light show. They do a great job of pushing all the air through here. All right, here comes the adventure music. And our adventure is going to near an end, so this is how we exit a tour here. First, we stop the tram. We don't mind jumping off till we're done. Then I put a chuck under the wheel, and then you exit to your right. Why? Well, you see we got footstools there for you. And we can get those in position. Maybe some people can help me do it. I go pretty quick for an old guy, but I like to leave the tour with 3 quotes by Yogi Berra.